Spooky Scary Skeletons. Originally written by Drugged Stores.
Can I hold your hand? You asked Bakugou as the both of you stood by the entrance to the corn maze.
Tch, no,
he responded with a scoff.
It's not that scary.
He walked through the entrance ahead of you, while you followed very close behind, attempting to keep your voice from trembling.
They call it a scary corn maze for a reason!
You scanned your surroundings and heard the echoes of screams from the people ahead of you, while the sound of footsteps surrounded you. It was nothing but a dark maze. You stayed close to Bakugou, not wanting to get lost within the cornfield.
I feel like I'm in that one scary movie about the kids in the cornfield,
you squeaked, while grabbing a hold of his shirt.
You know, the one that killed adults who entered.
Before Bakugou turned to say something, there was movement amongst the corn before a masked being jumped out in front of the two of you. You screamed loudly and hugged onto Bakugou tightly from behind. He grumbled and glared at the masked person who had already moved on and walked back into the cornfield.
He's gone. You can let go now,
grumbled Bakugou while he tried to pry you off of him. Despite his words, you held on to him tightly. He huffed loudly while he felt you pushing your head against his back.
I'm not letting go!
Your voice was muffled, but Bakugou could feel it reverberate against his skin. With a sigh, he rolled his eyes and guided you around his body so that you were facing him. He immediately lifted you up off the ground, holding your body close to his.
You're a pain in my ass.
Look, Zuku, this one reminds me of you. You ran towards him holding a small pumpkin in your hands. While holding a pumpkin himself, he blushed upon hearing your words and looked at the pumpkin in your arms curiously.
That's a small pumpkin. Are you sure?
He asked.
It might be small, but look how adorable it is,
you commented, pushing the pumpkin towards his face.
I can't wait to paint it. I'm going to dedicate it towards you.
His heart melted at your bright smile and your enthusiasm. He cherished every moment with you. He smiled before placing a small kiss on your forehead.
Why don't we pay for these pumpkins and head home?
He suggested.
It's getting late, and my mom is making your favorite.
You smiled back and nodded, taking his hand into yours. With his pumpkin in hand, Izuku started walking towards the entrance of the patch. You stopped suddenly in your tracks, which in turn made him turn back to you. Your smile grew brighter than it did before, pushing your pumpkin towards Izuku's hands and rushing over to another one.
Look at this one,
you piped happily.
He reminds me of your mom.
You picked up the pumpkin that caught your eye, revealing it to be slightly smaller than the one you had before.
Did you make the popcorn already?
You asked from across the lounge, watching Iida's form in the kitchen. He turned to you while he grabbed 2 bottles of your favorite beverage from the fridge, as well as a large bowl of popcorn in his arms.
Yes,
he responded as he made his way towards you. He placed the snacks and beverages gently onto the coffee table before he sat next to you on the couch. His arms immediately swung over your shoulder as you leant into his touch.
What movie did you pick?
He asked, looking towards the television screen.
Annabelle,
you replied as you pressed play on the remote, causing the television screen to light up. As the movie began to play, You looked up towards Iida and smiled.
Aren't you going to cuddle me?
You asked, tilting your head curiously. He turned to you, slightly confused and taken aback by the request.
I am cuddling you,
he responded with confusion laced in his voice. You shook your head and moved into his lap, resting your head on his shoulder.
You always cuddle me like this when we watch a scary movie,
you explained, as you grabbed his arms and placed them around you in a warm embrace. While finishing your hair in pigtails, you heard a knock on your door, which prompted a smile on your lips. You grabbed your fake plastic baseball bat and made your way towards the door to find Kirishima, ready for trick-or-treating. However, upon seeing the costume he donned, your smile turned into a pout.
I thought we agreed on going as the Joker and Harley Quinn.
They're villains,
reasoned Kirishima in his dark outfit.
Plus, don't some people ship Batman and Harley Quinn? Think of it as a forbidden love.
He smiled at you while he took in your appearance.
They're not real,
you sighed, but couldn't help but smile at his reasoning. Kirishima shrugged.
Well, my Harley Quinn. Do you mind ditching that Joker for a hero like me?
You shook your head as a small giggle escaped your lips.
Let's go, dork. We have houses to raid candy from.
You grabbed his hand and your small tote bag for candy while closing the door to your dorm. The both of you quickly made your way down the hallway towards the exit.
You know, I do like the view I'm getting right now,
he said out of the blue. You turned to him with a shade of red on your face while he attempted to hold in his laughter.
Shut up and let's go trick-or-treating,
you pouted, as you turned to push him in front of you out of the front doors.